Okay, so let's be honest, nobody likes to wake up early in the morning, am I right? Actually, no. I personally am a morning person. Back in college, I had a job where I had to wake up at 5 a.m. and ever since then, I have embraced morning and am a self-proclaimed morning person. Are you looking at your computer screen with disgust right now? That's alright, I get it. Saying that you like mornings is the equivalent to saying that you like paper cuts or using public restrooms when you're wearing a romper. But trust me, once you get into the habit of becoming a morning person, even a night owl could get hooked. So in today's video, I'm going to share my tips and tricks and hacks with you to become a morning person. If you're not already subscribed, I would love it if you hit the subscribe button. I post new videos every single Wednesday and Saturday. Let's do this. So being a morning person actually starts the night before, and it has to do with doing some things that are going to make the next morning a little bit easier. Doing things like prepping your lunch for the next day, setting out the outfit you're going to wear, or packing your gym bag can make the next morning a lot smoother. So for me, one of the biggest time crunches in the morning is obviously getting my coffee fix. And in the summer, I prefer iced coffee, which takes even longer to prepare. But luckily, I have recently discovered Brew. Brew is an at-home single-serve system for cold brewed iced coffee. So the night before, I just put in my favorite coffee grounds, I set the strength and brew time, and then I adjust the drip rate. I actually get a lot of questions about iced coffee from friends and followers, and the key to good iced coffee is to let it brew slowly over time, and that way you get a smoother iced coffee that's not super bitter. So the Brew system allows you to set your drip rate so that you can get that smoother taste. And Brew comes with everything I need. So I just set it out at night, and the next morning I know I'm going to have freshly brewed iced coffee that is ready for me on my way out the door. Brew is made by Cool Gear, and I will have a link in the down bar where you can get one of these for yourself. And it saves me a trip to Starbucks and a ton of time and money. So speaking of the next morning, let's move on to some hacks for that moment when you first wake up in the morning. The first and most important thing to try to do is not hit the snooze button. Don't you do it. Hitting the snooze button might seem like a really great idea when you first wake up in the morning and you do not want to face the day, but when you hit that snooze button, you risk falling back asleep and then having to re-disturb your sleep cycle all over again when you wake up again when the snooze goes off. And that's just going to lead to having an even groggier morning and groggier day. And if you really lack motivation, there's actually an app that you can download to set your alarm on, and every time you hit the snooze button, you have to pay for it. Talk about motivation. The next thing you're going to want to do is immediately let light into your space. Turn on the lights, open up windows, and let light into your space. This is going to naturally wake you up and get your body ready for the daytime. Hey, are you liking this video? If you are, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. So if getting up still feels hard, consider giving yourself a little reward for waking up. I like to give myself a little bit of time in the morning just to have some me time. So as crazy as it sounds, I've become a morning person by actually waking up even earlier than I needed to give myself 20 to 30 minutes just to have some time to myself. So I either work on blog posts, I play with the dogs, sometimes I'll just take me time and like do a face mask or give myself a manicure. It is so much easier for me to get myself out of bed in the morning when I know I'm going to do something that I enjoy instead of just dragging myself out of bed to jump into rush hour traffic. Obviously, one of the ways that I reward myself in the morning is by letting myself have a nice big cup of coffee. But before I have my coffee, I always drink a big glass of water while waiting for it to brew. The reason that I do this is because often when you wake up, your body is naturally dehydrated. Dehydration actually makes you feel groggy. So by just rehydrating your body, you can immediately feel a little bit more awake. One hack for your overall sleeping pattern is to consider skipping that Sunday sleep in. Unless you're in desperate need of those extra Z's, sleeping in super late on the weekend will just disrupt your sleeping pattern and make it a lot harder to wake up early on Monday morning. So you're gonna wanna try to wake up within the same 60-ish minutes that you usually wake up on the weekdays. So on the weekdays, I'm usually up somewhere between 6 and 6:30. So on the weekends, I try to get myself up always before 7:45. And you actually find that when you start to wake up a little earlier on the weekends, you have a lot more weekend to enjoy. #winning. Okay, the next one I know might seem a little bit hard, but if you're going to start waking up earlier, you're gonna need to adjust your bedtime. If you're constantly crawling into bed at 12:30 or 1 a.m., you are never going to be a morning person. Sorry, it's just the truth. No matter whether you stay up late or you get up early, you still need an adequate amount of hours to sleep every night. I suggest that you just get to bed 10 minutes earlier every night until eventually you're going to bed at a better time. Create habits that will make you more organized. One tip is to always place your keys in the same place every single day when you get home. By training yourself to always put your keys in the same place right when you get home, you'll always know where they are the next morning. Try doing the same thing for makeup. I have my weekday makeup routine down to a science, using the same products, brushes, applications, so I know exactly what I'm doing and I don't waste time on weekdays testing new products, fussing with something I'm not used to using, or accidentally spending 20 minutes to try to create the perfect smoky eye. I don't know, this doesn't look right. Alright guys, those were my morning hacks to help you become a morning person. If you liked this video, you might like this one as well. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you all in my next video.